Welcome everyone. I want to show you how much you can progress your range training. I'm definitely not saying I am an expert. I'm far from an expert or elite with this range training. As I've said before, there's so many others that can do some incredible feats, pancake splits, bridges with weights, the Van Dam splits, look those up if you're interested, and so on. So I'm far from an expert. I've just experienced an amount of progress that I never thought was possible, and I think most people would feel the same way. So the point here is I just want to show you how far you can take your range training in probably a few months. You'll do it a lot quicker than me because I'm a slow learner, excuse me. So I've made many mistakes along the way. That's why it took me a couple years. You will do it faster. But so what I want to show you here is what you can turn your sessions into. So these look ridiculous, but my focus for this session that you're watching is lateral and adductor range. So right now I'm working lateral ankles, the outside of the ankles, just making them more resilient to awkward, dangerous positions so they're really not dangerous at all anymore. And this is a flow session. This is my point is once you spend some time doing specifically range training, you can then adapt range training to just another tool in your toolbox. And that's the emphasis here is it is another tool. It doesn't have to be your entire session. So I actually did a workout before this, about 30 minutes of some skills, some strength work, and then I finished with 5 to 10 minutes of this range flow. I call it a flow because I didn't plan it out. I'm kind of just starting at my feet, working my way up my body. So I did ankles, those funny looking wide stance there with my toes in. That's going to hit the outside of the calf, my IT band. Now I'm hitting the outside of my hip. This is the pigeon, which you're familiar with. And I'm just going to move from toe to head. Sometimes I go head to toe, just experimenting. Again, once you have practiced enough with range, you will be able to actually almost self-diagnose. Like this can be some of your physio, some of your chiro, some of your massage. That doesn't mean that those aren't beneficial. I certainly don't feel that way. There's some incredible chiropractors, physios, massage therapists, and so now I'm hitting the inside of my hips. You would still consider that lateral because it's outside inside. But any good practitioner, physio, osteo, etc., and again, you should still use those if you get benefit from them. I still use them sometimes, not near as much as I used to, but any good practitioner will tell you that they are maybe 20% of your solution, give or take, more or less. The other 80%, that's up to you. That's based on what you do throughout your day. How do you train? How do you work? Do you sit and stand when you're at work? And that's the beauty with this is it's a tool, but it's such a powerful tool. And if you stick with it, keep practicing, you will get to a point where you can just flow like this. And I'm telling you, it sounds almost too good to be true, but you can literally troubleshoot your entire body. Like this is a secret weapon. I truly believe that you can maintain athleticism for a really long time, perhaps your entire life, if you get good enough at this tool. You don't have to be an expert. Like I said, I'm far from an expert. I still have a ton of room for progress. Simply get good enough where you can troubleshoot yourself. And that's my goal is to help you get there. I don't want to have clients forever. I mean, if that happens, that's great. I don't know if I'll always have time for it, but hypothetically, that's great. I love that people are enjoying it, but I want to give you the tools so that you can do this on your own. That is the goal. And so here I'm actually doing the opposite now. So instead of if you saw my seated side bend there, instead of the weight pulling me down, I'm now pushing against the weight. And this is another trick you'll learn over time, is just to switch up the weight stimulus. Sometimes it's pulling you, sometimes it's pushing you in the opposite direction, sometimes you have to push against it. This is another pretty cool trick that you'll learn along the way. And here I'm just finishing with the neck, and that was it. 6 minutes. And believe it or not, that is enough. Once you get good with this, proficient with it, more or less sort out all of your aches and pains. I mean, I'll still get them the odd time, but nothing like they used to be. You can maintain and even progress this stuff with, this is it. It's all it takes. 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes per day, depending on how far you want to take it.